Last time we saw the destruction of Krypton and the drama leading up to that, which I think was a great choice to show the place where Kal-El comes from and the kind of people that his parents were. But also it serves as a contrast, because had he remained, he would have been just like them, in a fantastic but flawed society, with nothing but technology to do the amazing. But it also shows that even though the time he was raised with them was brief, that Kal-El would carry on with the same values as his parents. They tried to save their homeworld, and he in turn would save his adoptive homeworld. So his rocket lands in rural Kansas, nice gentle landing too, none of this streak of disaster half a mile long that less considerate aliens might do. Martha and Jonathan are on the scene, and to his horror, she runs over and plucks the kid out, with no idea whether or not he has space corona or something. She's pretty adamant though, and the baby is quite cute, so they take him home, and next thing you know, he's in high school. Via time-elapsing. He's gifted, but I don't think a toddler is ready for 10th grade algebra. But he is smart, acing his midterm, while Lana Lang doesn't apply herself well, based upon the D- we see. But she's definitely getting an A+ in Clark Kent studies. So he confesses that weird things have been happening to him lately, and he's not sure how to deal with suddenly being able to hear things far away or see through walls. Lana cracks wise, but the situation is interrupted by Clark hearing the sound of an RV with a blowout that's going to certainly crash. So he runs off to... Take a look at just how screwed these people are. The only way this could have been more tragic was it was a bus full of orphans who had just gotten a rescue puppy each. Clark pulls the parents to safety, but their daughter is trapped inside, so he heads back, pulling her out just as it explodes, but shielding her with his body. Oh yeah, it's all hugs and happiness right now, but later tonight at the motel, you know what it's going to be. I said we should just fly to Universal Studios, but no, you wanted to see the great American countryside. Lana is shocked that Clark not only survived that, but he doesn't even have a burn on him. But that night, he just keeps ducking her calls, not sure what to do with all the weird stuff happening to him. So Jonathan figures it's time to let Clark in on what happened. All right, son, remember when I told you where babies come from and you started crying? Well, turns out babies actually fall from the sky in rockets. So now you know, but you should probably still wear a glove anyway. Lara, Kal-El's mother, had placed a box inside of the rocket before it left, and now Jonathan hands it over, saying that they could never open it, but maybe it was meant for Clark to. It forms the S shield, and next thing Clark knows, he's in a hologram of his home back on Krypton, a message from his birth parents.
You may have already discovered that you are much stronger and faster than a normal human being.
I am a normal human being.
This is due to the power you draw from Earth's yellow sun. And the steroids. Oh, yes. Oh, God, yes. And the steroids. We really went overboard on those, didn't we? But they tell him no matter what happens, he mustn't ever use his power in anger. The scene is definitely enhanced by having the first episode devoted to Krypton, as it provides context for this, the kind of people that Jor-El and Lara were, so that we can recognize that they are acting from pure motives and hope that their son will use his talents wisely. Except Clark is horrified at all this news, that he is, in his own words, a freak. And so he runs off until... This is the point where you have to admit the hard truth. Yeah, okay, bit of a freak. Or I am really blitzed right now. But there's nothing quite like the power of flight to improve your mood, so he quickly gets into the spirit of his powers and returns home feeling much better about himself. A little sheep terrorizing always raises the spirits. So, we leap again into the future.
Metropolis can boast of many amazing sights. The country's biggest bridge, the world's tallest building. But now it may have its most astonishing sight yet.
A golden robot woman! This little girl fell out of the window and says that a big blue angel saved her.
He put me on the ground and flew away. You should have heard my mommy scream.
Then her mom went onto Facebook and told all her friends about this clear attempt at child trafficking. At the Daily Planet, Lois is incensed at this.
Chief, I spent a week on the docks with rats and frizzed hair exposing the biggest gun smuggling ring to hit this town in 10 years, and what makes the front page? Some sprouty, new-age, granola-crunching fluff piece on angels.
Damn, I can see why she and Clark get together. All his powers just might add up to a guy who can keep up with her.
What's next? Interviews with Bigfoot?
Good timing, Lois.
There's a Sasquatch in Conference Room 2 giving us an exclusive. Perry White takes this opportunity to introduce her to Clark.
Smallville? Never heard of it.
Have you ever been to Kansas?
God, no.
I'll bet they don't even have one organic soy milk colonic spa in the entire backward state. Savages. But Clark is a real up-and-comer, so Perry wants Lois to bring him along on the Lex Luthor story.
Look, Smallville, nothing against you, but even as a kid, I never liked babysitting. You want to keep up with me, you gotta be quick. I'm no tour guide and I don't hold hands.
I take it back. I'm not sure anyone can. With the possible exception of Nick Cage's Spider-Man Noir. She even has Jimmy playing unwitting interference so that she can ditch Clark at the elevator, so that she can get a head start on giving the TV reporter some crap. So you can imagine how embarrassing it is to find that Clark has beaten her there and has in fact already completed an interview with a scientist in charge. Well, I mean, he's got a white coat. I'm going to guess he's not the ice cream vendor. The main event shows off the new combat exosuit.
And returns it in kind.
You know, with the frequency that tanks in fiction are smashed or blown up or melted for seemingly no reason whatsoever, I'm convinced they only cost like $500 to make. Everything else is just padding. You know, it's like those $600 Pentagon toilet seats. But the fun is interrupted for Clark, who hears approaching bad guys. But Lex naturally goes right on with his speech.
I'd like to say that I view the Lexosuit not as an instrument of war, but as an instrument to end war.
Because let's face it, it's 1996. America's never going to war again, ever. Am I right? But yes, the bad guys break in and steal the robot suit. I think it fits the criteria for a job for Superman, don't you? After saving Lois from getting flattened, he chases after the bad guys, who are surprised that they can't shoot down the flying guy. You know, you get yourself a machine gun-equipped rocket hoverbike, you generally figure you're prepared for the worst. Superman makes short work of them, but the missile he dodges hits an airplane. Cue the cliffhanger. Tomorrow we'll see what he does about that in the final part of Last Son of Krypton.